How do you begin prepping? I can't give you a complete comprehensive breakdown on how to become an expert prepper in this video, but I can give you a jumping off point. Now, there are probably hundreds of other channels just like this one on YouTube with an overweight, lonely-looking loser that's probably actually worried about the zombie apocalypse. But how many of them are black, huh? That's where I have some other channels beat here. You can come here and learn about some prepping. You can cure your jungle fever. And you can cure your white guilt. So stick around. Maybe I can teach you a thing or two about prepping. Prepping doesn't need to be a fantastical fantasy about overtaking whatever brave new world that you're living in. It doesn't need to be about how you're going to utilize the werewolves in battle against the globalist elites. It doesn't even need to be about diving into your doomsday bunker as soon as Lizzo announces a Playboy photo shoot. It can be all these things if you want it to. It can be fun. It can be silly. But you can also keep it centered. You can consider what it is that you're prepping for. I won't tell you how long to prep or what to prep for. These are things that you should consider for yourself. But are you worried about a tornado or a hurricane? Maybe you're worried about a day after tomorrow style blizzard and you think you're going to be snowed in. Maybe have some extra snuggly blankets to keep yourself warm. Maybe you're worried that the power is going to be shut off because Linda took everything in the divorce. You know what I mean? You want to have some extra batteries, extra solar chargers, or a generator that's ready for use. Consider for yourself your unique scenario. Once again, now, inexorably tied to absolutely every single prepping scenario is the need for food. You will need food. You will need to eat again. Your family will need to eat again. And if you're not careful, you will need to eat your family. Now, black man on my screen, how do I avoid that? You do that by prepping, by preparing. Whatever you eat in a day, stock up on more of that. Just have a shelf full of it so that you can lean on it in case things ever do get bad. And do not neglect water. That is something that people often do neglect in videos like this. They don't even think about it. You're going to need water. You're going to need a lot more water than you would think. Water is going to take up a lot more space than you would think. But again, what do you eat in a day? I can tell you what I have stored. I have 200 pounds of frozen banquet chicken, a case of grape Kool-Aid, and a bottle of Hennessy as well as a single bullet. It's not exactly what I have, but it's sort of similar. Now, what do you eat in a day? You could have a couple dozen, hopefully, packages of ramen noodles. Thrown on a shelf, you can have some instant mashed potatoes. Really, it's whatever you have. Stock up on what you like, what you know that you will be able to eat if you do need to eat it. Don't get 1,000 pounds of something that you will not be able to stand. Again, comprehensive? No. It's just a jumping off point. As a beginner, you don't need to hop on all the latest flash sales of vibrating double-ended purple switchblades. You don't have to buy the latest 48-hour survival kit that's jacked up in price, but they tell you you're going to get a great deal, because that's always how these websites work. Just go to the store, buy what you buy, but maybe get a little bit more. And that extra that you buy, throw it on a shelf, and then don't touch it until you need to touch it. Buy enough to extend your life or the life of your family by another day, and then 2 days, and then by a week, and then by a month. It's a slow process in the beginning, but you may reach your goal. You may be able to survive for a week, which is exactly what you wanted. You may fall in love with prepping. You may realize that it's a hobby for you now, or you may become a psychopath that's like really thinks it's all gonna, hit the fan some point soon, which maybe you're right. But either way, you'll be prepared for it. Your journey is your own, and I can absolutely never judge you for getting a little wild with it. You can be wild, or you can be modest about it. It's okay, but every bit that you have now is a bit that you will not have to wish you had in the future. Now, in conclusion, I would like to end this video with a quote from O'Shea Jackson. You can do it. Put your back into it. Enjoy the apocalypse.